Hi, welcome into my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone in so many ways. Number one, I am recording this video in front of my daughter and one of her friends that is spending the night with us, and it's super embarrassing to be recording the video with other people in the room. Number two, it's going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone because I'm going to be doing an eye look using cool toned eyeshadow. My friend Steph here on YouTube and on Instagram, we both really like eyeshadow. However, our styles are very, very different, whereas she prefers cool tones and she does some really beautiful looks. I'll have all of her information for YouTube and Instagram linked below so that you can check her out if you haven't already. She's a cool toned gal and I'm more of a warm toned person. I feel like I probably have a neutral undertone in my skin. However, I prefer warm eyeshadow. So most of my eyeshadow palettes are warm toned. I am learning to kind of branch out, and I do own 3 cool toned palettes that I wanted to share with you today. And so Steph and I are collabing today on this video where we're going to get out of our comfort zone and we're going to do an eye look where we wouldn't normally do. So she's going to do a warm toned eye look and I'm going to do a cool toned eye look. If you're here from Steph's channel, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoy the video. You will stick around and consider subscribing if you have not already. And if you're not familiar with Steph's channel, please go check her out. She's so sweet, so calming, and I really do enjoy watching all of her project panning videos. Here on my channel, I talk mostly about just makeup in general, mindful consumerism. I do a few project pans here and there, and all in all, just like to talk about beauty stuff and makeup and skincare and things like that. Let me go ahead and introduce you to my 3 overall cool toned eyeshadow palettes. The first one I got this year, and it's the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. While there are some warm tones in here, for me this is definitely a cool toned palette overall. And something that I'm learning this year is that I don't mind cool tone shadows actually if it's the right undertone and the right actual color story. These grays are grays that I can really get behind. They're not super gray. They are just light in their tone and in their sparkle, and they really do complement me, and I do feel comfortable wearing the grays and things like that in this eyeshadow palette. The next one is one of my most recent purchases, and it's from Alter Ego, and it is the Mist Haven palette, which is one of their new palettes, and it is a dupe of the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. And while you might look at this and say, oh, it kind of looks warm at first, it really is very cool toned with some of these purples, and while these look dark and gray, they are actually a purple kind of undertone. So I really do enjoy actually using this because, again, the undertones of this cool toned eyeshadow palette fit me best. They complement my green eyes, they complement my dark hair now that I have dark hair, and I really love this palette. And the last cool tone palette that I think is cool tone is my Huda Rose Quartz palette. This is cool toned, and again, it has those purples and pinks and undertone. The grays kind of have an undertone of purple, which I think really complements me. So my cool tones and the things that I feel comfortable with on cool tones are definitely those purple kind of pinky tones, not so much like gray and black and silver and things like that. So today I am going to actually use my newest palette for my look today. We are going to do Mist Haven, and one of my favorite looks that I like to do with this eyeshadow palette. I have already prepped my eyes with my Milani eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to set it with this shade called Pale. And Pale is a slightly gray, slightly purple undertone. It is good for setting your eyelids. So the girls and my husband and I are about to head out to go to the closest town to us where you can do fun things. We're gonna eat some Italian food because we do have to drive an hour away to eat Italian food. Hopefully our guest likes Italian food. She's like, I never get to eat Italian food because there's nowhere to eat Italian food unless you're eating pizza. And then we might go see a movie. We'll see. Oh, we'll have to discuss. They're saying Moana 2 and Wicked. I don't know. Okay, because I'm wearing my purple shirt, and I'm gonna kind of go with this row right here. So Plum is the shade which I feel is very nice, very good like crease color. And this being my first alter ego palette, my first dupe style palette, I at first felt like I had to work really hard to get it to be the depth and dimension that I wanted. But I kind of feel like once I broke the seal of it, it really started to do what I was expecting for it to do compared to the Huda palettes, because Huda has one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. Love them so much. But I didn't really want to pay $70 for that eyeshadow palette. Getting this one for $25 was a much better idea. Now I'm going to take the shade Thistle, which is the next purple tone, and we're going to put that on the outer corner. And this purple tone is has a little bit of brown in it also. I think the premise of this collab for Steph and I was definitely just to be able to, again, get out of my comfort zone, and for her to get out of her comfort zone. And for me, I know in sort of like preparing for this video and really kind of exploring different cool tones, I was really able to find something that I do like. I was able to find an avenue or a way for cool tone shadows to actually work for me. And I'm really thankful for that. Okay, now I'm gonna go down just a little deeper to the shade Merc, and I'm gonna kind of try to put that just here in this little outer V. This brush is dirty, but I think I got it cleaned off as much as I can. One thing that I have found about this palette is I will very often, if I have, because I usually do my eyes first, if I have not done the rest of my makeup, I will not really like the way that it looks until I get everything done, and then I love it. And I think that kind of stems from, again, the cool tonesness of it, and me just, it's out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to take a little bit of like Plum and Pale to blend out a little bit of the lid, or the edges right there, just a little bit. And then for shimmers, so this has some really pretty like glittery shimmers. This is more of a classic like metallic shimmer, and then these two are the ones that are very, very interesting, where they look like they're gray, but like this one, Moon, is very, very purple, and it's very light. It's almost like a topper. So often what I will do is put Dream on top first, and it's kind of a silvery white, and then I'll put a little bit of Moon on top. So we're gonna go with Dream on the inner lid portion, and a little bit of Moon. That's this one right here, and there's Ruby. Hi. And there's Abby. So that's my cool toned eyeshadow look. I'm probably going to add a little bit of liner. I can probably add a little bit of this black, which is called Void, on, and add just a little bit of liner. I've really been into doing shadow liners on my very outer crease, or very outer lid space. And it kind of smudges a little bit on the bottom too when you do that. So it adds a little bit on the bottom also, which, hey, makes it a little smoky. My daughter said, do a smoky eye. And this palette will definitely get you a smoky eye. All right, I'm gonna put on my mascara and then we'll come back and take a look at the finished look. So here is my finished look. I added just a little bit, it's kind of hard to tell, but I did add a little bit more of the darker stuff kind of like on the outer corner, and then I added my e.l.f. tubing mascara. Really been liking tubing mascaras a whole lot. I went back to my Essence Flash Princess and then it started smudging like immediately. So tubing mascaras are definitely the way to go. Now the girls rated my look, so they wanted to share that with you, and Abby's gonna share it.
This actually fits me, and I thought we were 15 sizes. Okay, so I did 8 out of 10. It needs more glitter.
Okay.
And then my friend did 9.5 out of 10. She says, love it, good to step out of your comfort zone.
Aww. Thank you, our friend. And then she drew this too while I was doing the video. Aren't they sweet? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Why don't you rate my look in the comments below? And please make sure that you go check out Steph's channel. She's super, super sweet. And I bet that you will find her just as inspiring as I do. See you later. Bye.